Hey treasure hunters, welcome back to another episode of Gem State Treasure Hunt. Today we are going to fix the high banker because, let me flip my camera around and show you guys. My mats got too hot and this is what they did. And I've only used these mats a couple times and they work really good, but you leave them out in your car or anything like that and this is what you're going to end up looking like after they sit in the hot vehicle. So I would advise anybody that gets one of these Gold Fox USA little mini bankers to make sure to keep them in a moderate climate and yeah, so not to let them get them hot because that'll just ruin them. So what we're going to do is we are going to measure out the length of this. I'm going to cut a piece of this AstroTurf out and I'm going to put that guy right there. And then I've got this matting out here and on the back side of it, it's got ripples in it, ridges. And then on top of that, I'm going to take this piece of expanded steel right here and cut it to size. And we're going to put that on top of that mat. And then we're going to take it over to the panning station and set it up and see how good it works. So yeah, I got that to look forward to. So stick with me and we'll get going on this project. Alright, so I got my piece of AstroTurf here marked out where I need to cut it. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut this piece out and make sure that it fits in here properly. And then from there, we will move on to the next step. Alright, that piece is out. On to step number 2. Alright, so this is the matting I'm going to use for the bottom. See how it's got all these ridges and little pockets in it? I think that'll work great for catching gold. And it'll also have expanded steel on top of that. So I need to measure out 7 inches wide by 30 inches long and cut that out. So that's what I'm going to do now. We got our first piece of matting in. Now I got to trace out and cut out the bottom end of the sluice and put that mat in. And then we get to deal with the expanded steel. So that'll be fun. And we'll get to that next. Stay tuned. Alright, so now we've got our bottom matting in. Now it's time to cut the expanded steel that's going to go on top of this bad boy. And then after that's all done, we will take it over to my little panning oasis in my garden. And we will run some material through this thing and see exactly how good this is going to work, if it's going to work at all. So stay with me. We'll get that steel cut and then we'll head over to our garden. Alright, so I got my top piece of expanded steel set in the top mat here. I'm going to test this thing out and see if I need to put another section down here or not. And yeah, we'll go from there. If I need to come back and put some more expanded steel on, that's what we will do. So I'm going to pack this thing out to my garden and get it set up and start running some material through it that has gold in it and see how it goes. Alright folks, so we're all set up, all leveled out. I got my material right there that I'm going to use to run through the high banker and test it out and see how it goes. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm going to set you guys somewhere so you guys can see what's going on. And we'll get this thing turned on and we'll get to running. Alright, here we go. This is the first time you guys see this thing on camera even. Let me show you how it's going so far. Check it out. Running pretty smooth, I think. The cells are all agitating. There's stuff down here, not a lot accumulating here though. I got soap in my water, as you can see. And yeah, let's shut this thing down and see what it's catching, huh? Let's take a look at inside. So there's my piece of AstroTurf with a piece of gold sticking out of it right there. I am going to have to figure out something else, some other way of keeping that in, because it did move. But there's another piece of gold right there along that edge. We've got some gemstones in here, among some other heavy stones. I don't see any visible gold at the moment. But we will pull this thing out. The lower mats are practically clean, so I'm thinking I may have to put the expanded steel in here as well. But it is catching the heavy black sands underneath this expanded steel. So that's a good sign. May have to do some tweaking on it, but yeah, let's clean these mats out and see what we ended up with, huh? Alright, I'm gonna pull that AstroTurf out of there and we'll clean it out first. Oh, there's another piece of gold stuck behind the AstroTurf. Nice. Probably because the AstroTurf moved. That's probably why he was back behind there. I'll figure out a way of weighing this thing down so it keeps in there. But there's all kinds of gold in here. There's a piece there on the edge. There's a couple pieces right there. Let me set this down so I can point them out. There's two pieces there. There's a piece right here below this. There's another piece down in here. Sorry for the glare of the sun, but there's a whole bunch of gold all through right here too. So that's cool. That tells me the AstroTurf is working. I just need to figure out a better way of getting it to stay put. So let's pan this out and see what this has got. So here's the gold that little piece of AstroTurf caught. Even some real small stuff. So that's cool. I'm glad that thing's working. Now I'll set this pan aside and we will see what's in the matting and see if it's working or not, and kind of go from there and make some adjustments as needed. Alright, we got the mats all rinsed out. Everything is right here in my pan, so let's pan this out. See how we did. And I will have to go through these tailings to see what I lost and what I caught. So yeah, we'll do that after this. Wash all that light material off the top. Get down to those heavy, heavy black sands. That should be good enough. See if I can do this one-handed. Let's get that big rock out of there. We'll see what the mat's caught. Lots of black sand, that's for sure. Oh yeah, we got some gold. That's all out of those mats. Look at that. There's some real fine stuff in there too. That's all over that. That's cool. Well, it tells me it's working. But now, I'm going to have to empty this thing out. I'm going to have to empty this tote, recover the tailings, and see what my loss rate was. Alright, so after panning through my tailings, this is what we ended up with. There's two little decent bits that went through the high banker and one little micro poop there, and a few more little tiny specks throughout the pan there. Only like 4 or 5 maybe. So that's not too bad. I think I will put expanded steel on the bottom end of that. So yeah, as soon as we do that, we will hopefully be able to get this thing out into the field soon. Thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, please hit that subscribe button, like this video and share it, and check us out on Facebook as well, where we're posting more and more content over there all the time. And until next time, happy treasure hunting everybody, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.